How well are you covered on the road? Sumitra Lagu from Morris Law is here to explain how to better protect yourself when it comes to auto insurance changes in Ontario. Of course, you're not an insurance broker, you're a lawyer.
Yes.
And there are lots of changes regarding the law, how much you can sue for, how much you get if you're in a crash in Ontario now.
There have been a lot of changes, and it's partly because of the effort to reduce insurance premiums that the government has brought in. So a lot of our clients don't know that benefits, no-fault benefits, have been reduced drastically since the changes. If you were in an accident before September 2010, automatically you had up to $100,000 coverage for medical rehabilitation and up to 10 years. If you're in an accident today, the automatic policy only covers you for $3,500 and 5 years of coverage.
Right.
There are certain rules where you can get up to $65,000 of medical rehabilitation coverage or definition for catastrophic injury, but the basic automatic policy is now $3,500.
Right, and you said that there's changes to the no-fault as well, like if you're in a no-fault accident and you're the driver, so the person who was injured isn't going to get as much, so that means you could be sued in court for a much larger amount.
Exactly, Annette. So the person who was injured will have access to much less through their no-fault policy, which would increase your exposure. So it's something to look into whether you have enough coverage in those cases.
Right. So it's something to look over in your policy. So these are nothing new. They've been in effect now for 7 years and for a year, the changes here. Have you noticed a change in law cases coming out of these changes?
Yes. I mean, there are now, the injured victim is suing for enhanced things that previously they could get from no-fault benefits. They're all now turning to the at-fault motorist for those needs as a result of the accident. So it's unfortunate that they don't have the no-fault coverage to fall back on, because if you're not able to sue an at-fault motorist, you don't have access through the legal system.
And how is this change like across the country kind of thing? I know that these are only in Ontario. Do other provinces have similar things, and have they run into similar problems where, okay, the insurance money isn't there, so now we're turning to court systems?
Yeah, it's province specific, so every province has a different rule and different rules as to whether you can sue the at-fault motorist. But in Ontario, the rules for suing at-fault motorists, they've been changing to the detriment of the at-fault person. There's deductibles in place for pain and suffering awards, and those are increasing now every year with inflation. So the changes here are noticeable.
Right. Okay. So a good idea then. Get home today, check your policy,
Yes.
see what you're covered for, and
Yes.
you know, good luck with not having any crashes at all. Sumitra, thanks very much for your information.
Thanks very much, Annette.